is the day we learned neither of us was scared of a classroom or a teacher or being sent to the principal's office. That was the day real recognized real. The day we both knew that there was a war bigger than the bars of this school holding us in.
How come the people I chose into office actively choose to ignore me? The taxes that I pay and are supposed to serve and protect have been remixed into intimidating and harassing me. Wait, hold on. It's always been that way. Never mind. But who have I given my voice to? Who have I given my voice to? Is this thing on? Life check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Young minds need tuning, and trying times need humans to start being, not just doing. Like everything we're viewing is worth all the and the oohing.
That you actually do have the answers, Kanye. But you so self-conscious. That's why we always see you with at least 2 of your watches. That's why when we say
we're sort of doing the exact thing that we don't want the others, those who agree with me, don't want the other side to do, which is use the Bible to make public policy. Right. The point is, it's not a point. There's no point in trying to determine what the Bible says because we don't make laws based on the Bible. And I think that it's dangerous to start getting into a scriptural debate with anyone.
Kendall, this is an issue she cares deeply about. She sort of was raised talking policy and politics with her family, and is very interested in motivating her peers. She's 19 years old, registered for the first time last year on rockthevote.com, filmed herself doing it, put it on Instagram, where she has 40 million followers, and was able to register 8,000 young people.
In politics and turnout and voting doesn't necessarily have a design issue. It doesn't need necessarily a new slogan. It doesn't need a slick new website. It has a demand issue. How can we cultivate more demand for an election? And the next opportunity, God, what is the next opportunity I get to transform my neighborhood? Or get the leaders in place who actually care about what I care about and care about this community?
The war on drugs really wasn't about drugs at all. It was about a war on a very specific group of demographic people, if you really look at the facts and figures. And I think that we've seen a big shift nationally about really focusing on criminal justice, equality, and thinking about what does it mean to be a felon. If you, quote unquote, serve your time and you come back and you've paid your debt to society, you're still considered a felon. So you still have a mark on your name. You aren't able to actually re-enter into society like any other person that's paid their debts. And so I think that there's a huge need to really focus on the criminal justice system, the prison system, and really big business around incarcerating people, and then focusing on what are the different laws that we need to actually change in order to create a country that's really focused on equality and justice for all.
So really it's a double-edged sword that's throwing us into a situation where it also makes it difficult to counter Russian involvement. In fact, the more that the United States becomes involved as an international participant by backing rebels, we cannot isolate Russia for their non-neutral position either. It's creating a situation where the United States may clash with Russia and unintentionally escalate the conflict.
Now what USC comes up here and tries to tell us is that we need to stay out of it because this is just like what we did in Iraq, this is just like what happened in Afghanistan. And we are here to tell you this is wrong. For the first time, we are not in the Middle East for our own benefit.
So that's a revolution, I think, that we all have to be a part of. Like, how do we make ethnic studies is American studies? Because you know the time when Irish people were ethnic, when Italians were ethnic, right? So I think that has to be a part of the educational system.
As I witnessed all the different things in my family and across the world and across the country, as I saw black folks time and time again being killed by police, after the acquittal of George Zimmerman, Cherry Brown Martin's murderer, my good friend Alicia Garza wrote a love note to black people and closed it off with Black Lives Matter, and I hashtagged it. And then we built not just a hashtag. It's really important people know that Black Lives Matter wasn't just this hashtag that we circulated around the internet, but we actually built an organization and a platform and a project out of the hashtag. And so here we are, a couple of years later, and the hashtag movement has gone global.
75% of the country, according to Gallup, believes the government that there is widespread corruption. And it's probably so again, we're saying you live in a country, respond with only, hopefully the system responds, and 3 out of 4 Americans think the system is corrupt. The average American believes the federal government spending is 51% waste. Let's give you a flavor here.
Then everybody would say that's right. If she'd have just said this, then the email thing would have gone away. No. No, that's not. It's not. Well, I actually think our campaign is significantly better than all the campaign. Every campaign makes mistakes. I think that they make them realize it and thought of well.
I almost find it comforting to think this is a character. I'm beating you guys, but it's an act. You know, maybe you gotta up your game if I'm writing 11 New York Times bestsellers and, oh, I'm just faking. I mean, it's not just women, it's, oh, look, I'm a woman and I'm a conservative. Oh, look, I'm a young person and I'm a conservative. Oh, look, I'm a black. So what? Do you have something to say? So, no, I have absolutely not done that.
People freak out when I say that. They're like, Muslim dad, Jewish mom, what does that make you? Really circumcised. That's what it makes me.
What annoys me the most about an election season are the sheer number of political ads on TV. And if it's not a political ad I'm seeing, it's an ad for Viagra or Cialis. Election, erection, either way, we're all getting screwed.